Hello, friends. There once lived a little boy who grew up in a lovely house with a big garden. He had everything he needed and more. Most importantly, he had the love of a woman he called Mother. She was the best mother one could ask for. She would make him delicious food, tuck him into bed at night, and protect him from the world. If he ever fell, she'd be there to pick him up. If he ever cried, she'd be there to comfort him. And if he ever needed anything, she'd get it for him. In short, he had no idea how blessed he was to have such a wonderful mother. But our story doesn't begin here. It begins when the boy was just a baby. One day, while looking at some old photo albums, we see the boy's mother holding him in her arms. She was smiling, but sadly he didn't remember her at all. You see, he had no idea that this woman in the picture was his real mother. And the woman who raised him wasn't his mother, but his aunt. But why? Why did his aunt raise him as her own? And what happened to his real mother? Well, let me tell you. Some time ago, before the boy was born, his mother was out walking with him in the park when suddenly a dog ran towards them and bit her. The wound turned out to be serious, and his mother was taken to the hospital. At first, everyone thought she would pull through, but then she began to bleed profusely and eventually died. When his aunt heard this terrible news, she immediately set out for the hospital. To her horror, she saw the little boy in a nurse's arms crying for his mother. His mother was dead, so the aunt took him in and raised him as her own. Nobody told him the truth because they didn't want him to grow up with a heavy heart. But as the boy grew older, he too noticed that he looked very different from his aunt and the rest of his family. They had dark hair and dark skin, but his was brown and light. So one day, he asked his aunt, "Am I adopted?" She simply replied, "What nonsense are you talking about? Of course you're not. I'm your mother. How can you even ask such a question?" "But I don't look like you," he said. "You're my flesh and blood. So how can you say that?" she asked, surprised by his words. "I don't know. I just don't understand why I look so different," he said. "Well, I think you look just like your mother. She had the same beautiful eyes and hair as you," she said, kissing him on the forehead. Although she tried to convince him, he still had doubts. And whenever he went outside, the villagers would point at him and whisper behind his back, "He doesn't even know the truth." This made him sad, so he decided to find out the truth no matter what. One day, when he was a teenager, he heard two women talking. "Did you hear the news? The boy's mother isn't really his mother. He was adopted." Immediately, he ran to his room and slammed the door. Then he started to cry. His whole world collapsed in an instant. Was everything his aunt had told him a lie? Was he really adopted? And if so, where were his real parents? With a heavy heart, he went to his aunt and asked her, "Why didn't you tell me the truth? Am I really adopted?" His aunt was shocked. She had never seen him so upset. "What are you talking about, my son? Of course you're not adopted. I'm your mother, don't you remember?" he cried. "Why didn't you tell me?" "I deserve to know the truth," he said. "My son, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hide this from you. It's just that I thought you were too young to know the truth. I never wanted you to feel unloved or unwanted," she said, tears streaming down her face. "Oh, Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I just needed the truth," he said, hugging her. At that moment, he realized that his mother wasn't the woman who gave him birth, but the woman who loved him, cared for him, and sacrificed everything for him. Blood may give you life, but love gives you family. Now, whenever he saw other children with their mothers, he felt grateful that he had such a wonderful mother who loved him more than anything in the world. The end.